A very warm welcome to the Thunder Castle. We are in Buriram in the east of Thailand. It is the knockout stage of the AFC Champions League Elite, and it's virtually a battle of Southeast Asia, a Southeast Asian final with a huge prize awaiting the winners, a place in the quarterfinals in Saudi Arabia. It's 30 degrees, it's humid, it's warm, but the pitch conditions otherwise are absolutely perfect for a game between two rivals who have spent lavishly but are producing results on the field of play, both in Thailand and Malaysia. Nothing to choose between the teams when they met in the AFC Champions League group stages. And now, fate has pitted the third best team, Johor, against the sixth best team, Buriram, in the knockout phases. Promises to be really tense. Johor were here training last night, getting used to the atmosphere. On the opposite side, Kenny Dougal was saying before the match, these are the kind of games that you want to come to Southeast Asia to play in. And he's played in playoff finals. He's played in front of 80,000 and 90,000 people. And he's got Australian caps as well. But this is almost a regional battle for supremacy between two lavishly but well-spending clubs. Johor Darul Ta'zim have made it to the round of 16 before. They've never made it to the quarterfinals. 11 years ago, Buriram went all the way to the quarterfinals of the old AFC Champions League, losing out to Istiklal, but a famous victory in their round of 16 against big spending Bunyodka of Uzbekistan. That is still remembered vividly by the fans here in Buriram. We are a long way from Bangkok. Sport has become the epicenter of what Buriram is all about, and Buriram hosted the MotoGP at the weekend. 200,000 fans visiting. Today, we've got the Asian Champions League Elite. It's not quite a full house. It's too much to expect that on a midweek night in Buriram. But nonetheless, there'll be something like about 16 to 20,000 on hand to see if Buriram can improve on their home form in this Asian Champions League. It's not been the best home form. They beat Ulsan and they beat Pohang, but they drew here with Vissel Kobe on the opening match and were well beaten by Kawasaki 3-0. Johor's form on the road in the AFC Champions League Elite, as Juan Muniz looks on, includes defeats at Shandong and Gwangju, a draw against Shanghai Port, their only win on the road coming against Central Coast. However, their home form has been immensely good, culminating in a 5-2 victory over Pohang last time out. And so they will be hoping that they can keep this at the very worst to a narrow defeat so they can complete the job back in Johor next week. We've got 180 minutes, maybe plus of football to decide the champions of Southeast Asia and to decide who goes to Saudi Arabia for the knockout stages. There is a huge prize at stake, and both teams have invested in their AFC Champions League teams. I was mentioning that lack, in inverted commas, of success on the bigger stage. Both clubs have made the decision that they need to maybe go to Europe, they need to go to the bigger leagues in Asia for recruitment, and that's exactly what they've done. Haberty looks on, former favourite here in Thailand. He's very much on the favourite books with Johor, but can't get a place in the starting lineup for Johor. Tense moments as they wait for what is a big occasion. It was really tense. There were 3 red cards when the teams played in the group stage goalless draw at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium in Johor. Both the suspended Johor players are back in this lineup, we understand. This is a long wait. And eventually, we are just about poised. The Thunder Castle is looking splendid. The flags are being spread out across the home support over on the far side. The Thunder Castle is the home. Is it a fortress? Is it going to be a place where Buriram can represent Thailand into the quarterfinals? or can Johor make that final step on the Asian stage? Busy times for Buriram. They're involved in the Thai League Cup, the Thai FA Cup. They're top of their championship. They're looking to win for a 4th time in a row. 5 points clear with 7 games to play. They're also in the semi-finals of the ASEAN Cup. Now they're looking to get into the quarter-finals of the Asian Champions League Elite. For Johor, they've already won the Malaysian FA Cup. They've won the Malaysian League just last week by beating Perak. Their Malaysian Cup final, this would be the icing on the cake. It's almost the Southeast Asian final for clubs. We are at the Thunder Castle in Buriram for Buriram versus Johor Darul Ta'zim. A fabulous sight and a fabulous atmosphere. The drums have been going for a good half hour. Super striker Bergson de Silva will get the place up front. Park returns after suspension. And there's a starting place for new signing Anselmo Moraes in the heart of midfield, as well as Jonathan Vieira for JDT. As for Buriram, my first look at Peter Zul, the Austrian. Dion Kools, the Malaysian international captain, will be playing at right wing back against many players he will have heard of, but not too many he's played against on the international scene. There's a tension in the air, there's a tension on the face. It's the kind of game the top pros want to play in. Arif Ayman, 5 goals for Johor Darul Ta'zim. Supanap Wenta returned to the club after a successful loan spell in the United Kingdom. They're the only 2 locally born players on the starting lineup, but this is an Asian Champions League where you're trying to pit the best, the very best, against each other. It's an all-Saudi officiating crew. And Kenny Dougal returns to the team that had a goalless draw in the league against Utai Thani at the weekend, Buriram. But he's only one of 2 players, well, he's one of 9 players who returned to the team for Osmar Loss. My first look at Ko Myung-suk, a signing from Daejeon. But otherwise, Peter Zul comes in, the Austrian centre midfielder. They'll be lining up in a 3-4-3 formation. Dougal and Kools may well be swapping places in that formation. Dougal has often played as a sweeper or the man in the middle of a 3. On the bench, should they require it, Supachai Chaidad and Ati Berg are strikers. Saudi match officials for today. Khalid Al-Hoish, 38-year-old. This is his 5th Asian Champions League Elite match of this campaign. In the previous matches, 17 yellow cards, 1 red card handed out. It's his 2nd time officiating Buriram. He was in charge here at the Thunder Castle for their 3-0 defeat against Kawasaki. Nacho Inter and Kenny Dougal, experienced players both. Inter, a Malaysian international, Spanish-born. Dougal signed from Blackpool. This is the Johor Darul Ta'zim lineup, which does include Anselmo in the heart of midfield. Jonathan Vieira maintains his place as well. Both signings from Saudi Arabia. Arif Ayman, though, he is the superstar man to look out for alongside Bergson de Silva. Anticipating a 3-5-2 with Jonathan Vieira doing his best to join up with Bergson and Arif in that attacking formation. On the bench, Romel Morales has got goals in him. All set, Johor will be in their change strip today of fluorescent yellow, easy to pick out on the beautifully manicured surface here at the Thunder Castle. Hector Vidolio, surrounded by An all-star cast on the bench. Up against the team who've scored 105 goals in all competitions. Johor Darul Ta'zim are 30 goals better in the same number of games. Both teams domestically are so strong. Johor just secured their 11th straight Malaysian title. It'll be a major shock if Buriram don't complete a 4th straight in Thailand. So enough of the platitudes, it's all about what goes on the field of play. We await the countdown. A tense two-legged contest. Away goals are not involved in this competition. Kenny Dougal launches long, looks for Martin Wakia, and Mario immediately just eases off the Italian-born striker. Kum Yong Suk operating on the right-hand side of the back three. Kim Min Hyok, his Korean counterpart, on this left-hand side, the number 92. Lucas Crispin looking for an immediate involvement. Oscar Adibas is there. That'll be an interesting battle down this right-hand side for Johor. Crispin operating on the left. There's Guillaume Biserli. Well, the pitch is firm. Most of the players wearing blades. Alvaro's long clearance. Arif Ayman turns his man, and Arif Ayman's away. He's got Bergson in the middle, but again, he's slipped. That's an inopportune time. Osmo Loss, the Brazilian head coach, brought into the club at the start of this season, and he's had a remarkable time. Great success already. As I said, they're already through in the FA Cup and the League Cup. Just have a look there. It's an awkward fall there for Min Hyok. Kenny Dougal having words. Bidolio, calm on the line, thumbs up. I think everything will be all right. It was just an awkward landing on the shoulder. As I say, it is very firm underneath the surface. I was surprised when I went out on the field to play earlier on. So choice of footwear could be important. Okay, shoulder not looking the best, but he's not going to go off this early in a game of this importance, Kim Min Hyok. Actually, that was interesting. It looks like he's carrying a shoulder injury. There wasn't a lot of contact there from Arif. Drop ball. Kenny Dougal launches long. Israfilov beats Boake. A strong physical presence. Nacho Inter finds Mario. Brazilian-born Portuguese will look for Bergson, but too close to Neil Etheridge, who likes to dominate his penalty area. Philippines international, played with Cardiff City and Birmingham. Neil Etheridge will be happy for that. That's an easy one for a goalkeeper to take. Mario's distribution is normally a lot better than that. Dougal into Supernat. 23 Kozic spins it out. Right back Dion Cools. Zul. Kum Yong Suk. Again, Bergson de Silva sliding over there. Little group of Johor fans have made the journey north. We're about 5 hours drive outside of Bangkok. an hour's flight and then another half-hour drive to get to the stadium. Lovely ball down the line. Bouakwe in the middle. Oh, Bouakwe nearly gets in there. Park did well, scrambled clear, not particularly well. Zul to Bisoli. Lucas Crispin. Down the outside, nicely played, but Bisoli just can't pick it up from Goran Korzic. Well, Supernat making a super break. Puts the ball in, and Park, who was red-carded in the first game, just come back from suspension. Just gets in there ahead of Bouakwe. Anselmo drives forward. First start for Johor. Nacho Inter, 38, probably playing as good a football as he has. On to Alvaro. Jonathan Vieira. Free roll for Vieira. Anselmo. Physical presence. Arif slides inside. Korzic. Little tap on the ankle from Goran Korzic. Did well, Arif, just hit the ball from Korzic. Tap on the ankle, free kick for JDT. Vieira is there, but the left-footed Mario could arc this one in. Israfilov is up there. Alvaro, who scored twice in the 2-1 victory at Central Coast, is also available. Vieira's ball in. Oh, Bergson couldn't get a full head on the ball. It just floated away from him. He probably would have been offside anyway. But even so, it's a couple of centimetres too high for Bergson de Silva, who's got a couple of goals in this Asian Champions League. Was left out in favour of Obregon for many of the early games, but scored so many goals in the domestic game. Vidolio couldn't leave him out. Supernat only finds Anselmo. Another man goes down. I knew this game would be very, very physical. That's how it's turning out to be. Bouakwe into Israfilov. With Bouakwe about, Eddie Israfilov's going to have to get used to that over the next 2 games. This will be a battle in the early stages, first 20 minutes or so, where both teams will be trying to lay down a marker that they can't be physically dominated. Referee Claude Alhoish has a word with Bouakwe, and the referee has got an important role to play today in the Saudi team alongside him. All Saudi officials. There is VAR as well to help him. VAR officials Abdullah Dafa and Mamdou Mufare. They are in a room just to the right of our commentary position, behind the scenes, getting all the action. Bergson does well. Nacho Inter. So little space. Israfilov onto Alvaro. And there's another player who's just slipped. They water the pitch beforehand, but not excessively so. Hopefully the greasiness will wear off as the game goes on. High up into the Buriram sky from Alvaro. Dion Cools. Walkway, again physical. Supernat, Cools again. Zul. Bit of space here for Kim Min-hyuk. Nacho gets a firm challenge in, supported by Anselmo. That's a very, very solid central midfield that JDT put out there. Anselmo Moraes brought in to add some physicality. Park Jun-hong. Adibas lost out. Bisoli, he's caught late by Nacho. And that's going to be a telling off at the very least. Nothing more at this stage from the referee. But late, certainly late from Nacho Insa. Jürgen Bisoli is having a terrific season domestically. He's not quite got the better than goal a game average that Bergson has for Johor. But 20 and 22 appearances, a couple of them off the subs bench. He's the main striker, plus he's got 4 in the Asian Champions League. Lucas comes short. Zul out to Cools. Little dink over the top, a little bit too much on that for Korzic. Well, Korzic is often the stay-at-home midfielder. That again skids off this greasy turf. Well, he's had this role in Asian Champions League games a couple of times already, Lucas Crispin. Kind of playing a left wing back. There he is, putting pressure on Park Jun-hong. It's a very aggressive selection. Anselmo pushed over by Crispin. In domestic football, the number 10 plays as a number 10, a creator. In the Asian Champions League, where there's not so much space through the middle, trying to utilise his skills out wide. Here's Park. Blocked off, Ishrafilov is there. Bergson will chase, Dougal underneath. Arif Ayman takes control. Supernat wings it back. A little bit late there. Play goes on, Bisoli onto Supernat Buenta. Supernat to Blockway. Korzic is just getting up now, but that's another half chance for Buriram in this opening 12 minutes. And now onto Arif Ayman. Arif one-on-one. Arif Ayman left foot, good block from Min-hyuk. Crispin breaks. Peter Zul just entices the challenge to come in from Oscar Arribas, and then a loose pass from Buakwe. Murillo just settles things down a little bit for the visitors, Johor. Both teams have a domestic league and an Asian Champions League Elite squad. Ishrafilov plays in both. Goalkeeper Anthony Zubiare doesn't. He only plays in the Asian Champions League. But he is an ever-present. Right then, Bergson, the latest JDT player to get a talking to, as we look at the run from Supernat Buenta, gets away from Nacho Insa, and it's just behind Buake. And there's the tap on the Serbian ankle of Goran Korzic, and we are back live. Zul, Awkward clearance, Supernat once again. Can't sort his feet out, Supernat. And puts it into Park Jun-hyung. It's a first corner of the night for Buriram. They've already had a draw in Johor, Buriram, so they won't be afraid of the visit to Malaysia next week, but my word, they'd much rather go there with a lead to protect. Wake and Bisoli. They're the physical presence. Alvaro and Park got man-to-man duties. They come short. Oh, it's flicked off a hand there. That might be an interesting one. VAR might come back and have a look at that, as Lucas Crispin is there. A short corner played in and flicked forward. It's not a deliberate handball, but it was hanging out just a little bit. Here's Supernat Muenta. Lovely ball around the outside for Peter Zul. It's over Boake. Cools came near post. Nacho Inter looks for support from Jonathan Vieira. Inter and Vieira give possession away. Dion Cools. Supernat in the middle. Korzic finds Cools again. Good intensity early on from Buriram. Goran Korzic, 3 in the penalty area. One of whom was Bisoli. It breaks out to Lucas Crispin. Supernat drives it forward. Israfilov clears only as far as Crispin. Edge of the penalty area. Zul, Supernat again, slides it across, and Selmo can just try and break things up for JDT. Bergson is there. That's a deliberate handball by Kenny Dougal. And the referee has given a firm admonishment that this is not a handball. It certainly hit the hand of Murillo. And I would have to say, you have seen them given. But Oscar Arribas now for JDT. Arif available. Arif looks to dance inside, goes on the edge of the penalty area. This time Johor are hopeful of a free kick. It's not coming their way. Kenny Dougal just blocked off. Oh gosh, gotta love the intensity of this opening 17 minutes. Flag is up for offside belatedly anyway, against Oscar Arribas, who's got joint Filipino-Spanish citizenship. Arribas. Anselmo. Here is Oscar Arribas. Got himself a couple of goals in this Asian Champions League campaign, where Johor 3rd in the group. Alvaro. Not the best ball for Murillo. Israfilov and Inter just trying to entice Buriram to come and press. And Osmo Loss wants the team to press. Anselmo's strong on the ball, but then loses out to Zul. And then strong arms, Bisoli. Arribas. Vieira. Nacho Inter. Jonathan Vieira. Both teams' owners made huge investments in player personnel, but also in infrastructure, in stadium. This venue, the Chang Arena, opened its doors in 2011. And it's part of a real mega sporting complex, putting Buriram on the sporting map. Johor Darul Ta'zim are using sport in a similar manner. Who will win out for this season? We are no closer to an answer. approaching the 20-minute mark of this first leg. Zul loses out to Arif Ayman. Zul tries to chase back, Arif cuts inside. Still Arif. He looks to his left where Vieira had made a run. Slide in from Kozic. Free kick for Johor Darul Ta'zim. Kozic belatedly goes over to offer an apology to Arif. Just over a year ago, Arif Ayman came to world attention with a wonderful performance for the national Malaysian team in a thrilling 3-3 draw against Korea Republic in the Asian Cup, and he's carried on that form at the top level of the Asian Champions League. Vieira's got a three-man wall to deal with. Murillo runs over. Jonathan Vieira. Comfortable for Etheridge, who again wants to distribute quickly. Finds Supernat. Aribas was there. Bisoli's made a great run in behind. Bisoli poured away just to the edge of the penalty area where Kozic strikes one. Zubiare's touch just got it out of danger. But excellent run from Bisoli. Cools was waiting at the back post, and Kozic, well, it needs to be spectacular for him to strike from close to 25 yards. Buriram hosted Malaysian opposition recently in the ASEAN Championship, a 1-0 victory over Kuala Lumpur City. Arif gives the ball away to Zul, who then backheels onto his own shin. Austrian Peter Zul brought in to strengthen the physicality of Buriram's midfield, similar with Anselmo Moraes for JDT. Inter did well. He knew Bouakwe was coming. I'm not sure how much contact there was, but Nacho Inter ensured that the referee, who is the most important player, or most important on the pitch, decided it was a free kick for Johor Darul Ta'zim. Johor Darul Ta'zim. Oh, that's given away by Park. Oh, Supernat. Denied by Nacho. Then Dougal in quickly. Anselmo late on the ball. And still referee Al Hoish keeps hands in pocket. Midway through the first half, Buriram definitely have the better of things, but we are still goalless. Kozic. Bisoli wants it short. Supernat kind of with a free roll. Cools marauding down the right-hand side. Spread over to Min Hyok, onto Lucas Crispin. A wall of fluorescent yellow. Park onto Nacho. Nacho, whose shorts always seem to be somewhere around his knees, wins the ball back. Proper old school shorts, Nacho Inter. Leon Cools. Min Hyok. Crispin and Arribas coming together. Fourth official right there, not interested in helping out the referee. Bisoli. Supernat does well. Cools. Has to come backwards to Ko. Lovely ball inside. Zul over the top for Bouakwe. Can't quite get there. Bisoli can! Just a whisker over the top. Guillaume Bisoli. Looking for the second ball. Park could only put it out to him, and that's not too far away. Lovely first-time effort from Guillaume Bisoli. Well, that shows you just how close it was. Asian Champions League Elite playoffs earlier on today. Yokohama Marinos winning 1-0 in Shanghai. Last night, Al Wasl and Al Sadd won apiece. And Al Nassr getting a goalless draw in Iran as well. Paktakor take on Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia later on. Here's Jonathan Vieira, recently of the Saudi League, onto Murillo. Good play by Cools. Well, after a shaky opening 15 minutes or so, Johor have settled down a little bit, looking to put some attacking moves together. Arif shifted over to the left-hand side. Looks to get Bergson involved. Crispin's header. Not naturally a defender, and an elbow there from Nacho Winter. Yellow card, first of the game. Just trying to protect the ball too much, Nacho Winter. And the referee deciding enough is enough. First yellow card of the contest. Nothing too sinister, but clearly holding Kozic back. First yellow card of the game. Kenny Dougal on to Zul. Supernat once again. Is the ball over the top. Lucas Crispin. Zul drives. 3 to aim for in the penalty area. Murillo does really well. And then so does Bergson. Oh, that's wonderful from Bergson de Silva. Got in front of Ko, held off his man, was strong defensively. Well, that's your centre forward doing excellent defensive work. And Selmo being held. It is as physical as we thought it would be. It is a big arm wrestle at the moment. Approaching the half-hour mark. Murillo finds Jonathan Vieira. Arif dispossessed. Bisoli is there. Nacho Winter cautiously makes the tackle. Oscar Arribas. Arif. Plenty of blue shirts back. can't find Adibas. Defensive organisation very much on top at the moment. Just a couple of times Supernat Mwanta's got away. That's where the danger has been. Alvaro sweeping up. Wake would have been offside. Zubiare, no mistake, and Cools just lets that one run over Murillo. No real options on there for Zubiare, who's been neat and tidy, hasn't needed to be spectacular. No man of the match performances in his 8 appearances, but solid, secure. Made the saves when he's needed to. All top teams have an excellent goalkeeper. Neil Etheridge up at the other end. Big physical presence. And it is part of the evolution of both clubs that they have gone for more physical players, such as Boakie, who backs into Alvaro, who then puts a foot in Alvaro, and that could be, again, a talking to. Nothing more for Alvaro. Have a look at this. No, it's just around the outside. That's the joy of having 10 cameras around the place. But Boakie will store that in his memory banks. Kim Min-hyuk. Second leg in Johor next Tuesday, and then the draw for the quarterfinals, which are single leg matches, takes place on the 14th of March. All the matches will take place in Saudi Arabia, and that in itself is a prize. Zubiare just helps it forward, but not the best ball forward. Vieira wasn't too pleased with Zubiare. Cheap turnover from Johor Darul Ta'zim. Zul onto Kozic. Crispin busy down this left-hand side. Supernat operating down either side of the two centre forwards. Right, bit of space here for Ko. Young Seok in just his 3rd appearance for Buriram, finds Cools. Ball retention. Dougal safely cushions it into Ko once again. Patient build-up, Ko. That's too close to Zubiare. Uncomfortable for the keeper. Now the goalkeeper being truly stretched in this opening 33 minutes. Zubiare with one awkward push out. Etheridge fielding a long-range free kick. But precious few clear chances created. Alvaro hoists it long. Min-hyuk has to be careful. Another little slip there. The players had a good look at the surface beforehand, so they will have seen how greasy it was and how firm underneath. Kozic far too much on that. Players are going to have to be patient. They're going to have to pick their passes. Coach Osmolos was bouncing earlier on, really looking forward to this contest. Zubiare measures a pass into Nacho Inter. That takes some confidence. Nacho once again. Jonathan Vieira. Ooh. Well, is that Peter Zul, who's just gone down? He's taken a big tuft out of the pitch and looks like he's turned his ankle. Referee right there. Zul, he just turns. Yeah, the right ankle goes from him. He didn't go over on it, it's gone under him. A chance for both coaches just to get one or two words of advice. Jonathan Vieira comes over ostensibly for a drink, but will pick up words as the travelling boys of Straits make themselves heard. They've enjoyed their trip around Asia. This their 5th away day, and they'll be hoping for a long one down to Jeddah. Quite lull in proceedings of an intense contest. Well, thankfully, Peter Zul looks okay on the bench. Jefferson Tabinas is there. There's some quality on that bench for Buriram, I can tell you. Super Chai on there, Narubardin, multi-caps, Pitiwat, Jefferson Tabinas, Sexam. Here's Arif Ayman, finds Oscar Arribas. Bergson. Lucas Crispin does well. Bisoli, Kozic, Zul just feels his way back into the game. Now the cheerleaders on the far side, making plenty of noise. Kenny Dougal spins it out wide to Coe, who's looked assured on the right side of defence. Really is ruthless the way the players who've done really well in the domestic leagues for both these clubs are just put aside because of the extra demands in the Asian Champions League. The unlimited foreigner rule obviously helps. Well, obviously is the cause of that. To be competitive, you've got to have so many imports, and the costs go up as a result. But what you're getting is intense games of football like this, and like the other round of 16 matches we've seen so far. Little dink over the top, though. Alvaro shadowed the run. Zul and Buakwe, two of the players recruited with Asian Champions League in mind. Inter. Well, it's kept in play, but somehow that has become a Johor Darul Ta'zim throw. Inter, lovely little cushioned header, but Vieira scampering as he could, couldn't quite get there. Anselmo round the wrong side. Peter Zul, I tell you what, I think he's in trouble. It's Nacho Inter. Nacho, you've got to be very careful. On a yellow card already. And there's enough gamesmanship on both these teams to know when a player from the opposition can be in trouble. And that was one of those occasions. Nacho, I think, is on his last warning. Zul. Arif just denied by Kozic. Supernat onto Cools. Late challenge from Murillo that time. Murillo, one of those red-carded in the feisty first match between these two teams. Ian Park. Tidaton Bunmantan, who's not in the squad and hasn't been since that goalless draw. Tidaton. Kenny Dougal. Crispin. And Salmo Morais is there, too close onto the back of Supernat. It's very stop-start at the moment. I think 5 years ago that's a legitimate tackle, not in 2025. Cools. Walkway makes a run. Cools retains possession. And Zul, the Austrian, comes out to the Korean. Kim Min-hyuk. Supernat caught by Park. Fourth official, Shukri Hussain, getting the words of wisdom of Osmar, who I think quite rightly is saying JDT players are taking in turns to pick on Supernat Mwanta. Lucas Crispin. 5 in a line on the edge of the penalty area. Cools the target. Cools gets there. Buakwe. Edge of the penalty area. Nacho Inter does well, and they invite Arif Ayman to chase, but Kenny Dougal is there. Missed opportunity for a breakaway for Johor. Thumbs up from Cools. We knew it would be tight. It has been exactly that. Lucas Crispin just tries to find a yard of space. Arif is there to close him down. Supernat once again. He's probably been the outstanding player of this first half. Supernat Mwanta, edge of the box. Lucas. Goran Kozic closed down by Alvaro. Bisoli. Supernat and Bisoli. Under pressure, Zul finds space. Kozic just prompts forward once again. Ko has Cools and Bisoli available. Chooses Goran Kozic again. Etheridge will just try to keep the momentum going. A minute to go before the end of the first half. It's over. It's Rafilov. And Buakwe will try and chase that. Rafilov just blocked off the run there of Martin Buakwe. Well, here's the ball in. Dion Cools is first to react. Ko can't get there. Buakwe can't get there. Nacho Inter just closes the space down. Park, fouled by Martin Bouakwe. Three minutes of time to add on at the end of this first 45. Inter looks for Bergson. Oscar Arribas scampers, keeps the ball alive, but Etheridge is first to react. Lucas Crispin available. Not many options for Crispin. Goes 50 metres across to Malaysian international Deon Kools. Bissoli dropping deeper and deeper. Kools. Bouakwe! Can't get there. Supernat. Lucas Crispin. 3 in the penalty area. Diving header by Park, and Murillo can scamper clear. Bergson to his left, looks to his right-hand side, Jonathan Vieira. Murillo blocked off, but Bergson will try to take on Coe, and Bergson has scored from there this season, so that's not overly ambitious in Bergson world. There's the ball. Deon Kools does so well to get round the right-hand side. It's a lovely cross, and just doing enough. Park Jun-hyung, that has saved a goal. In many ways, it epitomises this first half. Enterprise from Buriram, resilient defence from Johor Darul Ta'zim. Flag up for offside. Bissoli coming back. Israfilov making sure that the defence had got out. Israfilov again. Now Arif will chase that. Etheridge to the edge of his penalty area. Well, Bouakwe has hit the floor with a big thump. He's come from a long way. Again, Johor defend just by making it difficult for Buriram to make any kind of headway. It's not a surprise that it is goalless at half-time. Yellow card for Nacho Inter. The only statistic of real note. Buriram have had more possession, but at half-time, this battle of Southeast Asia's top clubs is Buriram 0, Johor Darul Ta'zim 0. A very warm welcome back to the Thunder Castle. We are in Buriram. First leg of the knockout phase of the Asian Champions League Elite 2024-25. Johor Darul Ta'zim already out onto the field of play. And there are two changes that they brought on. Offensive changes. Jorge Obregon and Samu Castellejo is coming on for his debut. Just waiting for the official introductions. Johor pretty much second best in the first half. It was a bit of a slog. It was a bit of an old-fashioned contest between two teams desperate not to give an inch. Here are the substitutes. The high-profile recent addition, Samu Castellejo. Murillo, the man who makes way. That might necessitate a change in plan. Maybe Oscar Arribas moves over. Obregon comes on for Bergson de Silva. So one of those is definitely a like-for-like centre-forward for centre-forward. The other one is an interesting one. Castellejo on for his debut. Second half underway. Asian Champions League Elite. Johor Darul Ta'zim in fluorescent yellow, the official name of their colour. Up against Buriram United, goalless in the first half. Buriram with more of the ball. And I wouldn't call them clear chances, but the better of the opportunities that were there. But Johor defended resourcefully when they needed to. And now Obregon can break forward. Obregon, Castellejo to his right, wants immediately to get involved. High-profile signing. Jonathan Vieira, another of the recent recruits into the JDT ranks. Looks to Obregon. Obregon for Vieira. Vieira can't quite get there. Soweto Bedolio gone into a deep bench for the second 45 minutes. Vieira. Long ball over the top. Israfilov has to deal with Martin Buakwe, and does do. Sorry, Alvaro deals with Buakwe. Buriram unchanged, same 11 on the field to play. Who started? Here's Dion Cools. Supernat. Now Lucas Crispin manages to keep that in. It means JDT will have a throw-in deep in their own half. Let's give you the lineups for the home team first. Etheridge in goal. Ko Myung Sok, Kim Min Hyok and Kenny Dougal are three at the back. Dion Cools, Goran Korzic, Peter Zul and Lucas Crispin. In midfield, Guillaume Bissoli, Supernat Mwenta and Martin Buakwe are the front three. Buakwe just beaten to it by Israfilov, who's been outstanding. Anselmo. Looks to Arif. Plays the ball down the line. Obregon will chase. Coe is with him. Obregon nearly got a break. Samu Castillejo. Well, Arif Ayman has gone into a right wing-back position, and he's hobbling on that far side, Arif. He's just holding his knee. Just going to close down now, but clearly not moving well, Arif Ayman. Holding his left knee. We'll keep a little eye on that one. But he's gone to a kind of defensive right wing-back position to deal with Lucas Crispin. Alvaro steps in and drives forward. And then realises this is a tense game. No need for histrionics and heroics. That's up to Jonathan Vieira. Arif. A little bit short. Supernat just denied by Alvaro. Stretch from Alvaro. And a thumping challenge from Martin Boakwe. Yellow card for the Italian striker. It's late, probably looks worse than it is, but it's worthy of a yellow card, second of the game. Boakwe does more legitimate defensive work that time. Alvaro leaves it to Oscar Arribas. Coe belts that forward. That's an awkward one. Boakwe is there. Boakye touches it. Oh, whether it was a shot or a cross or a pass, I don't think he knows. It was an awkward up and under. For once, Israfilov and Park couldn't deal with it. Park does just enough to prevent Martin Boakwe getting a clear shot there. I do think he's just trying to guide that into Guillaume Bissoli, who's alongside him up front. In a tight game, that must go down as one of the better chances. Zubiare miscues. Kenny Dougal, nice composure. Korzic is then absolutely clattered by Oscar Arribas. Referee coming to have a word, and yellow card for the Filipino Spaniard. In semi-defence, he's got some of the ball, a lot of the man. Well, the intensity of the first half has just carried on in this second. Johor's lineup. Zubiare in goal. Park Jun-hyung, Eddie Israfilov, Alvaro Gonzalez along the back. Arribas, Nacho, Inter, Anselmo and Arif in midfield. Samu Castillejo up front alongside Obregon and Jonathan Vieira. Lucas Crispin with the free kick for Buriram United. Wake's there. Well, it's going to come off the head of Nacho Inter. Just puts himself in the right place so often, Nacho Inter. 38, fit as he's been, effective as he's been. Lots of bumping and grinding going on in the penalty area. Crispin goes short. It's Supanak Muenta. Just hits the side netting. Second time they've gone short, and second time they've been first to react. Supanak coming around the outside, got away from Inter. Just can't direct it goalwards. Alvaro. Arribas initially doing well, then Co. Finds Alvaro. Oh, it's Rafilov. That's a little bit robust onto the back of Wake. That'll be another yellow card. This one for Edius Rafilov. And again, there's no real complaint. There's intent there into the base of the back. This Rafilov becomes yellow card number 3. Zul hoists it in. Again, excellent defending. Park Jin-hong just holds his ground. And we're going to have our first substitution. And it's going to be the end of Anselmo Moraes, the Brazilian. Afiq Fazale comes on, Malaysian international, as we have a look once again at Park just doing very, very well to make sure Dion Cools doesn't have a straight run on goal. Anselmo, 55 minutes of hard work. Afiq Fazale is a lovely passer of the ball, won't have the physical presence. Nacho Inter will have to step up. So a third substitution for the recently crowned, for the 11th time in a row, Malaysian champions. Sixth appearance in the Champions League this season, Afiq. Yet to score as WR once again gives cause to concern. Long ball looks for Obregon. Finds Arribas. Co concedes the throw. Yokohama F. Marinos winning 1-0 at Shanghai Port in the first leg of their match. Vieira's done well. Lucas Crispin. Well, he won't be used to finding himself in a left-back position like that too often. Lucas Crispin did well. Now he's got to defend here. Obregon can't get there. Cools heads it back out, only as far as Oscar Arribas. Sustained pressure now from JDT. Vieira. Wake clears and Supanak gets there. Gosh, it's congested in there, isn't it? Wake spins it out wide, looks for Dion Cools, but there's a yellow shirt in there. It's Alvaro. bit of keep ball now from JDT. The prize at stake for winning this game, absolutely immense. Knockout stage in the quarterfinals of the one venue, Asian Champions League Elite. Crispin looks for Supernat. Ishrafilov does well initially, but only finds Bisoli, and then dispossesses Bisoli. Cool, calm and calculating from the Spanish-born Azerbaijan international. Vieira, Castillejo goes to ground, free kick against Kozic. Taken just a little bit too quickly and from the wrong spot. Insa. Vieira, Insa, Vieira. Kozic does well. Pituzul. Lovely ball out wide. Yeah, Bisoli. Drives towards goal. Park is there. Bisoli onto his right, deflected. For a corner. Saudi match official adamant that there's no hands, even though Buriram players are claiming. No, by the body. One thing about this referee, you know what his decision is. It's come off the elbow of Ishrafilov. But no way that could be considered a penalty. But a break and an opportunity from the corner for Buriram United. Bisoli's there, Waka is in there. Ko's the target. Ko got there. Got in above Oscar Arribas, but couldn't direct it towards Zubiare's net. Well, there's an argument to say all the investment in both these clubs has produced two very, very physical teams. There's a case in point. Samu, the under-21 international, given a welcome to Eastern's Island. Kim Min-hyuk. The man who plied his trade so successfully with Malaga, Villarreal, AC Milan and Valencia. He doesn't look too happy. Meantime, Alvaro has complained just a little bit too vociferously to referee Al Hoish and is getting a stern telling off, followed by a pat on the shoulder. 4 yellow cards dished out. Ishrafilov does well, breaks the line, finds Vieira. Castillejo. Alvaro. Vieira looks for Oscar Arribas, well played, Cools. Zul and Kozic do well. Rather agricultural toe poke forward by Min-hyuk. And Bisoli a firm challenge on Park. Stalemate at the Thunder Castle. Castillejo closes Kim Min-hyuk down. JDT effectively have got 6 men in a line. There's nothing really on. Now there is. Bisoli. But then he's rather isolated. Israfilov came out, and Israfilov gets a touch in. So tackled from the wrong side by Afik. That'll be a free kick to Buriram. Raised eyebrows in both Thailand and Malaysia about the number of foreign-born players in the teams that have done so well in these Asian Champions League, but Arif Ahmed and Afik Fazale have been regulars. As has Supernat. I'm expecting changes coming in. Lucas Crispin ball. Punched unconvincingly clear by Zubiare, but effective, if unconvincing. And the referee pointing out a couple of players that he's keeping an eye on. If you're a defender, you've really got to be alert. Kozic. Kenny Dougal, lovely ball. Crispin onside. What kind of a cross from Crispin? Super save. Supernat Muenta's header, turned aside by Zubiare. Delicious ball from Kenny Dougal. Crispin gets on with things quickly. Zul onto Crispin once again. This time, gets it completely wrong with his left foot. But his earlier cross with his right was spot on. Supernat Muenta's header, destined for the top corner. It's a great ball out. Onside, first time cross, diving header, top save. Closest we've come to a goal. Back live, a turnover of possession. Kozic looks for Buakwe, breaks to Bisoli. Bisoli's effort is blocked. Kozic, second chance Kozic. Subiane is right on hand to pick up the pieces. Nacho Inter doing some heroic work defensively. Alvaro was a little bit tentative. And Inter, just look at Inter, he's aware that there could be danger. It's into the body of Alvaro. Gripping. Hope you're getting the atmosphere and the tension at home. Castillejo. Israfilov looking for Obregon, who's hardly had a sniff. Obregon, a Colombian. Played his football in Colombia, Peru, and Croatia, from where he was signed. Done well, but Bergson is still the main man in terms of goals. Change is being planned by Buriram. Dougal That's a little bit wasteful. And Arif Ayman being asked to show defensive responsibility in that right wing-back position. Now Fig onto Park. Rather back themselves into a cul-de-sac. Did Johor Darul Ta'zim there. And the change coming into the final quarter. Yen Bisoli to be replaced by local boy Supachai Jaidid. Bisoli had a rasping left footer just over the top in the first half. Supachai yet to score in the Asian Champions League this season. But he's got 8 goals in the Thai League. Here's the earlier effort from Supanat. Good header. Spectacular. Andre Zubiare, big 6'3", physical presence. And there's a man who Buriram fans know well, Johor striker Ebati, record goal scorer in Thai League football. He's on the bench. And we're going to need a change over on the far side. The travelling Johor fans. Yodi Ahmet is going to come on, Indonesian international. And Park going to have to limp off. They're enjoying themselves in that corner, the JDT fans, making a lot of noise, and their team are, well, 20-odd minutes away from an excellent away result. Yuri Amat becomes the 4th JDT change. He'll just slop into that right centre-back position, which was his in the thrilling 5-2 victory over Pohang. Right, the delay is because I think the board got it wrong. The board got the numbers wrong. Now it's right, now it's sorted. Now we can play on, and it'll be a throw into Buriram. Now we'll add a couple of minutes on at the end. Supachai immediately tries to get himself involved. Arif doing the defending, Supachai winning a corner. Second of this second half. Taken quickly, Cools. Maybe could have thought about going across goal. But I think he had eyes on the defender, Oscar Arribas. It's a busy time for Buriram United and their fans. The Asian Champions League Elite, top of the domestic league, into the latter stage of the League Cup and the FA Cup, as well as the semi-final of the ASEAN Championship to come. But I tell you, this is the one they really, really want, as the Johor champions in Malaysia, Cup winners, Malaysia Cup finalists, that match still to come. Looking for their treble for the 3rd year in a row. Neil Etheridge, who's been rather underemployed in this second half, launches high. Amat, former Premier League player, onto Arif Ayman. Nacho Inter. Arif. Obregon has to chase the channels, and he does! Obregon, a slip from Kenny Dougal, and then a recovery from the Australian. Castillejo into Dougal. And crisis averted for Buriram. Kept his eye on the ball, kept his calm. Once again, though, the pitch cutting up in places. The turf is soft on top, but the surface underneath is pretty hard, and it's caused one or two problems footwear-wise. Kozic against Vieira, does well. Zul, Kozic. Little tap by Jonathan Vieira. Kozic making the most of a little touch. Right then, Bouakwe breaks for him, and Bouakwe is offside anyway. All of that excitement, Zubiare off his line. Could have been reminiscent to an incident we saw in the English FA Cup at the weekend. As that bounces through, Zubiare comes in, the foot is raised, but nowhere near in the same manner as in that cup tie. But the flag up for offside anyway. Buriram know that they can get a result at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium. They already have this season in a group game. 0-0 it was. That was intense. Zubiare, Inter, round the corner. Vieira, Inter. Nicely played, Obregon. Little touch onto Castillejo. Outside of the foot to Arif, two in the penalty area. Arif to Oscar Arribas. Fluent from JDT. The Southern Tigers looking to roar. Afiq finds Vieira. Arif, Castillo inside of him. Castillo to the byline, pulls it back, corner conceded. Min Hyuk, good job at the near post. Fluent football from Johor. Crowd of 22,207 just been announced, which is very respectable for midweek. We are a long way from the big cities here in Eastern Thailand. For Johor, first corner. Etheridge likes to dominate. He's got Bouakwe looking after the front post. Oh, it's just behind Obregon. Oh. If Obregon had just held his ground, but he's looking for the flick on, which came just not enough of a flick on. Bouakwe goes head over heels. Israfilov. That was just a coming together. Unfortunate for Bouakwe. He's done well to rest himself away from landing on his neck. Well, he dished it out, Bouakwe. He also takes it. Zul. This the fourth of the knockout matches to be played, all at different times. Only Yokohama have a lead from the other three. They won in Shanghai against Shanghai Port. Vieira does well. Afik. Turned into trouble. That'll be a throw into Buriram. Both these teams domestically are so used to just battering teams. Buriram have scored 9 and 8 in home games here and 6 on a couple of occasions as well in the league. It's a real surprise when they don't win. They lost here in the league recently as Co inadvertently lands on the private parts of Obregon. Oh, this will not be pretty viewing. Oh. Absolutely unintentional from Co. Unos dos, counting. As we have a look at this effort, Israfilov gets there. Ooh, it could have been a corner. Tell you what, if Co hadn't got that touch, Obregon would have been in for a tap-in at the back post. So although it wasn't given, it's a crucial defensive intervention. Martin Buake. Nacho Inter. Terrific. Frustration around the Changarina, around the Thunder Castle, as they call it. We expected intensity. A reminder, away goals do not come into the equation at all in this knockout phase. Superchai. Ambitious. But he's had a quiet 15 minutes since he came on, Superchai. Inter eased off the ball by Superchai. Well, on their travels in the Asian Champions League Elite this year, Johor haven't kept the clean sheet. They'll be hoping that they can do one here. Juan Muniz prepares to come on. When Muniz is your 5th substitute, it shows you what resources JDT have got on the bench. Jonathan Vieira. Playmaker, he makes way. And Muniz, who scored a hat-trick in the FA Cup final for Johor Darul Ta'zim earlier this year. 6-1 win against Selangor. Scored a great goal in the victory over Ulsan as well in the Asian Champions League. So Muniz is on. The number 20 going into the number 10 role. And immediately pressing. Dougal does well. Minjok. Clever. Etheridge, no nonsense. He learned that in Birmingham. Though not these days. Birmingham doing very well at the top of the table. My apologies to Birmingham fans. Possession just about 50-50. Supernat onto Superchai. Saidu is onto Peter Zul. Supernat attacks the ball. Zubiare is strong as Buake goes in very physically on Eddie Israfilov. got every right to. Israfilov is just trying to stop him getting a run on the ball. He's got every right to try and jump for it. Goalless when they met in the league, goalless after 82 minutes here. Amat eased off the ball by Kozic. Lucas Crispin. Dancing past Jordi Amat. Went down. It looked like there was an arm on the shoulder, but not enough for the referee. I think Mr. Al-Hoish has had a difficult but very good game. It's been very physical. There's been some thunderous challenges going in. 4 yellow cards dished out, but he's managed the game pretty well. Superchai. Referee's played a good advantage. Supernat. Kozic takes a tumble again. Referee says no. Kozic knew there wasn't a touch. Carries on his run. Zul. Buakwe just too high. Cools is there. Where's the support? Gives it away to Obregon. And then Oscar Arribas and Nacho Insa. The Spanish influence very much there to see on this Johor Darul Ta'zim. Well, Kozic knew there wasn't a touch. Referee, again to his credit, was right in line. Kim Min-hyuk onto Lucas Crispin. Do we have a late winner? Buriram would love a goal to take down south to Johor. 750 kilometres. And the dream for that is the 7,000 kilometre trip to Saudi Arabia. Lucas Crispin. Zul. Peter Zul. Goran Kozic. Supernap Wanta. Nicely times it. Kim Min-hyuk. Terrific header from Israfilov. Martin Buakwe is there. Dion Cools. Gosh, this is tense. Cools again. Deflected away for a corner, third in this second half. And the volume at the Chang Arena is raised. That's a wonderful header. Alvaro it was, not Israfilov. Alvaro getting in front of Superchai. Well, he scored 2 goals in Australia. That was as good as a goal. That defensive header by Alvaro. Well, there's a mismatch. Buakwe being picked up at the moment by Arif Ayman. And Buakwe can't get there. Neither can Anthony, for that matter. Well, Peter Zul, he's fired that corner in. Oof. Is he going for goal? Anthony Zubiade took 1 step forward and then realised that was going over the top of his head. He's a bit fortunate it didn't drop into the far corner. Buakwe, great strength. Supernat looks offside. Referee happy to let the physical stuff go through. Nacho Insa, he's been on a yellow card for much of this game. Kwakwe is down at the far end. Well, he's handed a few bruises out. He'll have a few bruises himself. Hopefully there's an ice bath down for him. Champions of progress at the AFC Hub. Progress, well, we're no closer to finding out who will be progressing. This is the corner once again. Fires it into the back post, and Anthony Zubiare, who'd taken a step forward, will have had an awful feeling as that dipped over his head. Muniz and Korzic enjoying a rare moment of respite. Arif the target. Afik Fazel does really well. Alvaro. Both teams before the game were saying they're targeting a win. I think Johor will be very happy to go back with a goalless draw to try to finish the job at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium next week in front of what is sure to be a full house. Six minutes of time added on. Crispin again. He's done a really good job defensively, Lucas Crispin, in that left wing back position. He's not a stranger to it, but he's not used to it. Right then, Supernat. Dragged down by Alvaro, yellow card for Alvaro. Fourth yellow card of the game to Johor Darul Ta'zim. Supernat, so sharp. He has been the pick of the Buriram players. Alvaro joins Israfilov, Oscar Arribas, and Nacho Inter in the referee's notebook. Well, he certainly asserts his authority, this referee, Khalid Al-Hoish. Lucas Crispin. Dougal. Johor with a 1-9 formation at the moment. Dougal's cross. Zubiare does well. Kwakwe is saying that he was being held at the far post. Jordi Amat comes inside. Castillejo, well, strong-armed. The Austrian Peter Zull. Knee on knee. That'll be a nasty one. Might not see the bruise that comes up because of all the tattoos, but I'm sure there'll be a bruise there on Samu. Physicality matched with technical ability. That's what Mekdi Bedolio was asking for before the game. I think he's had that. And although they haven't seen their team score, that little knot of fans over in the far corner, the boys of Straits, will see it as a job well done. Castillejo limps off temporarily. We are in time added on. Obregon's flick. Dion Cools belts it unceremoniously out of play. Supernat's header, the closest we've come to a goal. Castillejo limps back on. Yuri Ahmed. Needs to be careful. Muniz. Inter and Kenny Dougal perform similar roles for their teams. Slightly different positions. Inter just in front of his back three. Kenny Dougal is part of the back three, but right place, right time, so often both of them. Here's Oscar Arribas. Muniz asked a lot of Arribas, and that's gone out of play. That will be a goal kick. Last song from the Buriram choir as they urge their team to try to get the ball forward. Dougal. Castillo is limping in his half-cut shorts. Obregon gets a flick on. Oscar Arribas tries the extravagant back heel. Cools is there. Etheridge, one save of note. Wakwe. Well, he's worked so hard there for no reward, Martin Wakwe. Johor will eat up time. Johor will happily take a goalless draw back down south. Final whistle goes at the Thunder Castle. Buriram, despite the best efforts of Supernat, one header wonderfully tipped over, are thwarted by a resilient, disciplined, organised, physically strong Johor Darul Ta'zim. Hector Bidolio's team earning a 0-0 draw. 4 yellow cards, the reward for their endeavour, but they go back to Johor with a 0-0 draw. Still all to play for in Johor. Hope you've enjoyed the intensity from the Thunder Castle.